Welcome to whatever number episode it is of the M&T podcast.
I know, we really have. I think it's
doesn't matter.
4. We don't number them
say
anymore.
welcome to the M&T podcast.
Okay, do that then.
Welcome to the M&T podcast.
This week we wear bucket hats.
Yeah, we talk about bucket lists.
We explore penguin society.
And we talk about our Apple version of Spotify Wrapped, because I forget what it's called.
Apple Replay. We talk about the most played songs on our playlists and stuff this year.
Which are a bit random.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
I certainly did.
See you in the episode!
See you in the episode!
Hello.
Hello there.
Oh dear, here we are, back again.
Here we are back again.
Why do you always do that? You copy exactly what I say for
You
the first
copy
2 to 3
exactly what I
sentences
say for
of
the first 2 to
pod.
3 sentences?
Anywho.
Oh my god, anywho.
Welcome back.
I don't know, what is this, episode 4 of the new season? It doesn't matter, does it?
We doesn't care.
No one cares.
Eagle-eyed YouTube viewers will notice that there is a slight change to this week on the pod.
There's a Christmas tree.
There is a Christmas... That's what I was going to say.
Oh, and there's a Christmas pudding on the table.
And we stuck to our guns and it's bucket hat day.
Well, yeah, we said that we were going to do it, and if we're anything, we are...
We're not reliable because we didn't do a podcast for a whole year. But
No,
you have
we've-
my...
This is your bucket hat.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, obviously, because it's a podcast, give a description. It is black and very fluffy.
You look like Jamiroquai, which is quite... Well,
I'll go.
JK, you don't look like a whole band.
I'll go
That'd
with
be
that.
weird, wouldn't it?
Take that.
Nice. Mine's pink.
It is pink, and you've gone with a matching pink jumper.
Yeah.
And
I'm
I've gone all
anything but
black.
consistent.
I mean, it's yeah.
We're awesome.
I can't guarantee that I'll have this on for the whole pod.
No. We only did this while we talked because we discussed bucket lists and bucket stuff. So
And because it's a football day today,
Buckets of
and
beer.
England fans wear bucket hats.
all right, lads.
But-
Talking about football and getting in the mood,
This is the worst segue ever.
I've got us a sin alcohol cider.
Yes, we're still on the... Well, you're now, what, 35, 36 days
I
into...
think you're just adding on. It's 32.
32. I always add on a little extra. 32 days of sober. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so, yeah, we are enjoying a non-alcoholic cider, which basically means we're having apple ties.
Well, I'm thinking, is it going to be just like apple juice, appetizer? It looks, if I'm honest,
You're nervous because it's got a cork.
shit.
It looks... It doesn't even have like a brand, does
It's
it?
also in Spanish, so... Ooh!
What?
Does that say it's 1% volume?
Oh, Tiflar's off the bandwagon.
I
God.
say anything below. I think I've said 1 and below, because that's...
I think under 1% doesn't count as alcohol. I think I've said before, you get more from
I'm
a
scared.
permanent marker. Would you like me to do it, my
I've
love?
already started it, that's the
But
problem.
you look ridiculous. Okay. Feel the void.
Oh God, I just want to hear it pop. Yeah, still on the non-alcohol train, and I think, just a very quick update on my non-alcoholism. I think this week my body may have like gone, you're not drinking. Let's like treat you better.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not. I noticed that I do not need as much sleep as I did like all summer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm waking up earlier and I'm more alert and just being able to do longer days, even if they are just longer days in the office.
It's interesting that, isn't it? You've said that earlier in the week.
I did.
And I found it interesting that, you don't need as much sleep. Because I guess your body doesn't need as long to recover. And
No, my body's just doing, hey, it's 5:30, get up.
yeah, you are up early at the moment. I'm very close to popping my cork.
All right, calm down. This is a
Ready?
family
Here
pod.
we go.
Oh, all right, bang it on the table.
Oh. All of the... Wow, that was a little...
Oh, it's going to be sparkly though, yeah? So,
I'd hope so. It's got bloody cork in it. Anyway,
Apple ties, red
for the
wine
first
has
time
cork.
this season...
Let's just discuss while he's pouring that is not the first time this season.
Is it not?
Because we had wine on episode 1.
Shows how much I'm paying attention.
We both had a sin in our relative colours.
Anyway, here you go. Here is
I'm
a...
excited.
I can smell it from here. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's apple ties.
Would it be good with vodka in it?
It'd be good with cider in it.
Oh, that does smell good.
I was gonna replace the bottle so that on camera people could see what it is, but it's shit.
It looks shit. Cheers,
All right,
then.
cheers. You can go first.
Oh.
Tell me. Sin alcohol cider.
You know what? It's apple ties, but I'll take it.
Do you know that's my sister's go-to drink
That's strange.
when you go out to like a pub or
But yeah, it's nice.
out for dinner and stuff?
Look, that's not bad. It would work with.
It's apple ties. If anything, it's diluted apple ties.
Oh.
Apple ties has more flavour than that.
Well, we're just discovering what is good and what's rubbish in the sin alcohol world in Ibiza. I found another sparkling wine this week.
The irony is...
And I found another white to try.
What's quite
Might as
funny...
well just have a Diet Coke. I'm just going to keep talking.
What is hilarious is, yes, you're on a bit of a mission to find as much as you can and collect it. There are more bottles of non-alcoholic wine, either unopened or partly opened, in our fridge than there ever is of alcoholic wine.
Bullshit. There's 20 bottles of wine in the office.
Exactly. I said in the fridge, if you'd been listening.
I think you said in the fridge.
Yes, I did.
Or something else.
Well, anyway, congratulations. I'm very, very proud of you.
Thanks.
And I'm glad
That'll
that
do.
you're starting to feel like there is sort of some benefits to it.
It's
and
either
stuff.
that or stress, so I just wake up early. So
Well,
let's
yeah.
go with the...
Either your
I'm
body's
doing well.
getting healthier or you're getting more stressed.
Yeah!
One of the two. Pick one.
So,
So what else is going on?
I don't know. How are you this week? What's going down?
Still not getting World Cup fever, you know.
No. But it is December.
It is. Do you know what? Completely forgot that, even though I'm sat in front of a Christmas tree.
And a Christmas pudding.
And there's a Christmas pudding on the table.
And a cookie jar. Way!
Yeah, we put the tree up yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
We are getting festive.
AF.
We always tend to do the tree in the first few days of December. I think my sister said something like yesterday was like the
it was
official
awful.
tree day yesterday.
No. There was a name for it.
There was.
And it was awful, and I almost threw up in my mouth. Because it was like, it's a tree-kend.
This weekend is the tree
It
kend.
was, you're listening on Monday. It was the tree
that's
kend.
pathetic.
Thank you.
That is pathetic.
It made me hurt.
I don't know why it's become such a British thing. Do you remember when it was the Jubilee? What was that? Platty Jubes?
Platty Jubes.
Like, why have we suddenly become a nation? Well, not that we're part of that nation, but a nationality where we have to give all these days stupid nicknames.
Well, it's like
The tree kend.
It's like when you have like a couple and then you join their names together.
I'm Matt and I'm Tiff, and together we're
Myth.
Matt and Tiff. That's who you are. Stop. Jedward, they started it. Pricks. Fuck them. Fuck Jedward. That's the name of this episode.
God. They'll come on the episode. They probably need.
Oh, they're not welcome. Anyone is welcome
Wow.
on this pod before Jedward,
Okay.
and that includes Donald Trump.
Wow. Like you're gonna get him on the pod.
But yes, we put the tree up. I love our tree.
I love making the room festive, and that means you've like set up the fireplace. We're gonna have our first fire today, this very day.
Yeah, we're gonna set the
And,
fire on.
This actually combines with a question that I had.
Okay. Dive right in
I'm going to
there.
dive into this one question because it links perfectly.
Okay.
And it is from Frank on the Instagram. Is there going to be a Vlogmas this year? Bye!
No. No, there isn't.
Because that would have normally been on the Vlogmas.
Well, yeah, I mean, we
And we
would have
would have already
started on
started.
December 1st. No, we agreed this year that we obviously haven't been vlogging now for a while. Previous Vlogmases, as fun as they are probably to watch, and they are fun to make, they're a lot. They do actually start by the time you get towards Christmas or halfway through December. They become pretty hard to do because, let's be honest, if you're making a vlog daily, you need to have something that's quite entertaining, and that's pressure. I have always felt that means there is no option at any point throughout December to wake up and go, just going to do a bit of work, put around the house, and maybe have an early night. Like that, you can't do that. And even if you are doing that, you have to film it. So we agreed that we wouldn't do Vlogmas and we wouldn't do a daily activity and stuff, but that we would make the most of December and do some nice things together, and that we would do the pod and talk about it on there.
Yeah, And that's what's like, normally there would be a daily activity and it would be a secret for one person. But now, like, we can just find things and go, oh, that would be cool to go to, let's go.
Yeah.
Or let's plan that in together.
Do you know how hard it is to plan a Advent for you? Because you know everything that's going on. In fact, most of the time, you forward me websites when I've had to be in charge of the Advent calendar and go, like, these are things going on, and then I have to try and pick one that maybe you don't know is going on and things like that. It's pressure. I find it high pressure.
You found it all high pressure, whether it was your year to make the Vlogmas and make the Advent, or or the editing.
Yeah.
Because you always did most of the editing, which was fine because that's what you did. But really, it wasn't all that good for your mental health.
No, honestly, it does start to make Christmas more stressful than pleasurable.
You should just do Elf on a Shelf next year.
Oh God, no.
No?
That people talk about that being stressful, don't they?
Of course it is. Firstly, you have to
parents
stay
put
up late.
all this pressure on themselves that you have to do something. It's like Christmas is stressful enough.
Christmas is now, like, a family who just does Christmas Day are, like, seen as inferior, I reckon, now. And
I think that's part of the problem.
And that's what I'm saying. That is a problem. Because just because you celebrate the one day, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to do the whole bloody month. Like, it annoys me because it would make, I'm sure as a parent, you wouldn't feel that good seeing that everyone else is doing like a whole month of Elf on the Shelf or an Advent every day or whatever. And it is cute and stuff like that, but I think it just puts all this pressure on families and stuff like that to do something special all the time. Sometimes I just want to sit on the sofa under a blanket, leave me alone.
Yeah, which, like, but also not only do,
cheery.
but like not. No, I just think we're realistic. We still do lovely things, but it does. I think you're right in that it almost, you could do lovely things, but also it doesn't count if it didn't end up on social media.
Do you know what we did do the other day that was amazing and what we watched? Spirited.
We did watch Spirited.
Oh, it's so good.
It's on Apple TV Plus.
New favourite Christmas movie. Sorry.
Really?
Just had a mouthful of apple cider vinegar.
You're saying that's your new favourite Christmas movie?
It is right now.
Because you watched it 2 days ago.
Yes, that's how my
Is
brain
it better than
works.
Home Alone?
Fuck yeah, I hate Home Alone.
Is it better than Elf?
Yes.
Is it better than Love Actually?
Ooh.
Yeah, behave yourself.
Holiday?
Just pipe down. Yeah, don't get so excited.
It's really good though, but
It
it's
is good. I did enjoy it. It's quite funny.
It's a different realm. It's a musical.
I knew as soon as they broke into the first song, I looked over at you on your sofa, and your little eyes glow, and a little smile cracks across your face, and like I'm like, yeah, it's a musical and it's about Christmas and it's stupid humour as well, which is kind of and yeah, you loved it, didn't you?
I did love it. Could watch that again.
You do need Apple TV Plus to watch it. I do recommend it if you've got it. Watch it.
You know, you'll find it online somewhere.
Cool. Let's encourage piracy, shall we?
Wherever you get your movies.
Or, any other apps that you may or may not have.
Oh, amazing.
So, the tree is up and we're getting Christmassy. And I cried 3 times yesterday, though.
You did? Didn't know. I didn't. Sorry, I was shocked there because I didn't know if you were going to bring it up.
Yeah, well, fuck it. It's the podcast and let's...
Fuck it, it's Christmas.
Fuck it, it's Christmas. And I've cried 3 times.
It's an emotional time of year for some
I think it is.
people with emotions.
And yeah, not for you because you're a robot, but for those of us who have emotions. Yeah, I struggled a little bit yesterday. In some ways, good ways, but also just like, sorry, but the hat is already coming off. It's coming off. It lasted 13 minutes. That'll do. Yeah, it's just it's Christmas, and Christmas you can't help but think of like family or Christmases from your childhood and things like that. Certain songs will remind you of certain things or certain decorations or whatever. And so it was a lovely day, and I do love it when we make our house all Christmassy. I think our house was like built
What's your favourite Christmas decoration we have?
In here?
Yeah.
I weirdly, we've talked about this before, we shouldn't have bubbles on the pod because I feel like I'm going to burp constantly. I really like the lights that we have just on the big window,
Yeah,
the
just
patio
off
doors.
camera, perfect.
The bit that nobody can see.
I like that. I like the
Just
little-
because when we have it on and you
Yeah, it
walk
looks-
home after a
it's
day out in
pretty.
town or something like that and it's dark and you walk up to the house and we don't cover the place in like those big icicles or like
We
inflatable
don't do
Santas on the
outside
roof.
decor.
But,
I
just
think
from outside, you look at our house and it's like, it looks cosy and wintry and it feels it when you're inside as well. So I like the lights that are on the window.
Nice.
And obviously the tree.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like the little elf legs and hat that go on a wine bottle.
Shall we bring that into the pod next week so that people can see it?
Yeah, good idea, because we can have a bottle of...
We do have
something.
little decorations
They're cute, I
for
like those.
bottles of wine. And so, it kind of makes sense that we show people that from time to time.
Yeah, love it.
But yeah, it was a challenging day, but also lovely. And waking up this morning and sort of coming out into the living room and the tree and everything, and it's nice. You sort of get into that sort of wintry, festival-y spirit.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do we have to talk about today? Because I've forgotten.
Do we have anything else Christmassy?
No, not really.
I'll tell you what,
I'd like
here's
to
a
know other
segue.
people's Christmas plans. Oh, segue.
Oh, go on then. You've got a little CTA there. You're being all social media-y. Go on.
I'd just like to know people's Christmas plans. Tell me them. I want to know what you're doing, where you're going, who you're seeing, who you don't want to see.
Yeah, put it in a public forum in the comments below.
Or just message me.
Just DM us. Who don't you want to see at Christmas, but you have to? And
Like-
we won't talk about it in next week's
These are
pod.
amazing. No, you can, just without like names, because there's like, I follow this thing on Twitter and it's like a confessions thing
Yes.
and it's really funny.
People would have to trust. And if we did something like that, we would be as good as gold. We would
use
not...
that Ask Me Anything link, which you don't get the names for. Maybe I'll do that next week.
Well, and get people to tell us their best, like, Christmas confessions. Next week, Christmas confessions.
I love it.
Okay. Shit segue, but it's Christmas. Picture the scene. Close your
God,
eyes.
here we go.
It's Christmas. There is snow falling.
Oh, fucking
Right?
hell.
You look out the window. It's white outside.
Uh-huh.
What do you see but, maybe a polar bear and a penguin.
Oh my God, we saw penguins this week.
I wanted to talk about the fact that we saw penguins
She
in
saw?
Ibiza.
Yeah, it's not a penguin though, is it? I'm going to get shot down by somebody. I need to find out what the name of the bird
I've got
is.
it. I was looking at it this morning. So
we saw penguins. So basically,
they're
what-
most commonly known as, if you want to know what bird we actually saw, it's called a razorbill.
razorbill. That's the one.
Yeah.
I was calling it a hawksbill. What's that?
Fucking
Sounds
not
like
not
sounds
what.
like an eagle.
Yeah.
Basically, we went for one of our morning walks, which we do basically every morning.
Funny that.
And in the sea, there was this bird. And I was like, that really looks like a penguin. Basically, it was black and white.
The woman didn't like you calling her that, though, did she?
Um,
Look, Matt, a penguin. It's huge.
and we watched it for ages. I followed it along the beach and along the coast, and I was like, are you sure that's not a penguin? Can't be a penguin. Tiffany, you're being stupid. And then so we walked away without even getting a video or anything.
Well, why would you? We live in the
Proof.
Mediterranean.
And then later on that day, I saw a news article get posted on like Ibiza Winter Residence or something like that. And it's like, it was all in Spanish, but the word penguin was in the title. So I was like, clickbait, you win. And went straight on it. And it was basically saying that these birds were seen along the coast of Santa Eulalia. So I had a bit of a shit fit. And I was like, oh my God, I saw...
Because you do love a penguin.
I do love a
You
penguin.
do love a penguin. If we go to a sea life centre or an aquarium, even if we go to a garden centre and all they sell is like goldfish, you look out for penguins.
And then it turned out that I was right. And then we've seen them all week.
Oh, you're getting to that high-pitched, excited voice, which you only get when we talk about penguins.
Or otters.
Or otters. We definitely haven't seen an otter.
Oh, what if I saw an otter?
But, yeah, they were in the sea.
That was a really shit segue.
I thought it was quite good. It's a winter-based
You
animal.
even saw one this very morning.
I did see one this morning. I've also looked it up. So basically, they're called razorbills. If you look it up, you'll see why you
And
think
they're
it's
lost.
a penguin. They basically live at sea all the time, but they live in the Atlantic, and there's apparently very big storms in the Atlantic right now.
Oh, so
and
they've gone on their olibobs.
they're literally escaping the storms, and most common place that they end up when that sort of thing is happening is in the Mediterranean. So yeah, our beach in Ibiza has got Little penguins on it.
So happy.
They look like penguins. They walk like penguins.
They talk like penguins.
They taste like penguins.
Aww.
Have you ever
Sucked a cup of tea through a penguin?
sucked a cup of tea through a penguin?
No, I have not.
You should. Fucking game changer.
What, do you have any other shit
So,
segues? Cause
the interesting thing is, and you're going to call bullshit on this one.
Bullshit.
It's this is another little segue. You are going to call bullshit on this, and I've struggled all week to keep my mouth shut.
What?
But we last week set ourselves a challenge of a bucket list,
Oh, yeah.
and we said that we would
Oh, are we
write
talking
three.
about bucket
Yes,
lists?
we're going to move on
Then
to
the
bucket
bucket
lists.
hats have to
Okay,
go
the bucket
then,
hats can
that's
go
not
back
fair.
on. We
Bucket
had to set
list.
3 bucket list things for each other.
I'm going to be honest, I got 2.
Not a problem, because I've got 3. One of them, and I'm not lying, I swear on my life, was
You're look at me in the eyes.
see a penguin in the wild.
Bullshit.
I knew you would call bullshit, but I swear to you, I wish I could know exact, show.
You should have done a screenshot on the day it happened,
Oh.
and then that would have had a timestamp. So until then, I'm not believing your
I
bullshit,
wrote, it's the
Matthew.
second thing that I wrote. Was
I saw a
see.
penguin?
No, it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
No, I swear to you, it's one of those things I will take to my grave if I promise you I wrote this down. But of course you're not going to believe me, because I wrote down that one of your things would be to see a wild penguin,
That would
and
be
a
cool.
day later you see a bird that, to be honest, is not a penguin but looks a lot like one.
Does it walk like a penguin?
Yeah, they do. I've been looking at them online.
Oh,
The
I
razorbill.
wish they got out of the sea. I want to see one out of the sea alive.
Okay, well, should we coax one out this week?
Yeah. Get like a fish or something.
But I wrote down as one of your 3, see a wild penguin.
All
Would
right.
you say, though, forget what you've experienced today or this week in Ibiza, would you say that you would love, how excited would you be to see like
I'd
a
be-
proper
I'd be-
penguin
yeah,
in the
proper
wild?
one. Maybe a rock hopper.
Oh, you love a
I
rock
love
hopper,
a rock
don't you?
hopper.
We've got a lot in common. I think that's your spirit animal, the
A rock hopper penguin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Shit hair and easily
Do you know,
falls
that's,
over.
That's a great film with the rock hopper penguins. Happy Feet.
God, this episode's going everywhere, isn't
Robin
it?
Williams is a penguin.
Sings, doesn't it? Oh, he dances.
The Happy Feet dances. That's not Robin Williams though. Robin Williams is one of the rock hoppers. He's all the rock hoppers maybe. I can't
Wow.
remember. He's
Say
definitely
rock
the
hopper some more.
Rock hopper, rock hopper, rock hopper. That turned into row copper. Okay, what else you got? Bucket list.
Okay, so, and again, this justifies why I said the first thing I wrote down was, I think it's on your bucket list. We could have to elaborate on this one because I couldn't pick exactly where or how.
All right, crack on. Like you're probably.
But I said that you would love to do like a really good, amazing ski run.
Yeah, I've got to ski good first.
You can ski well. You're a good skier.
I don't know whether that's a bucket list.
No?
I maybe need more.
I think I just thought about like some of the things that you often say, oh, we need to do. Like you often say, we should go skiing. Like,
Maybe it's because it's with you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've gone to obviously like the top of mountains, and you've done it too, and like stood there and looked out and been like, "This is incredible."
Yeah.
But that was like before we were.
We've never done that together.
Yeah. So maybe it's just like I want to show you that thing. That's not my bucket list. But does that make sense?
It does. So
that makes me not have a bucket list. That just makes me want to show you things.
Well, no. Well, I mean, maybe is that you do start to merge that you have a bit more of a collective
after a few
bucket
years.
list because you want to do something, but maybe one of the reasons it's on your bucket list is because you haven't done it with me. But anyway, it's something I thought, because I know you do love a ski season, you love a winter, you like Verbier. And I just thought that maybe it might be something that you would love to at some point just do like I wrote an amazing ski run. I don't know if there's any famous like black off-piste Verbier runs that you're like, oh, I'd love to be able to do that one day, and it would be amazing.
There's a disgusting one that took me an hour to get down once, and it's full of the bumps, whatever they're called, because I've forgotten all the terminology now. But it's awful, and I'm going to have to ask Sarah Kinnenberg about what that run is, but it's actually awful. I used to get the ski lift over it rather than do it, because you get to another area in Verbs.
Wow.
You know, James Blunt has his own ski lift in Verbs.
It's called the James Blunt ski lift,
It's warm as well. It's got like a cover and it's heated. It's well good.
Is it beautiful?
You're funny.
So is that a fail?
Yeah.
And is seeing a wild penguin a fail as well?
Not a fail, you just use this week's activities to
Bullshit.
build...
No.
No, yeah, exactly.
No,
Bullshit.
I'm not lying.
And what's the third one?
Burning Man.
Oh, yeah.
Do I win with that one?
Yeah, that should have been first, I
Too
reckon.
fucking right. Yeah, you want to do Burning Man.
Yeah, I just don't know how. If anyone can help me, we'll go together. You don't want to do Burning Man, though, do you?
No.
You can say no.
No, I don't think so.
No, is it full on?
I am sure if I went, I'd probably have a blast and I'd find a way to have a good time. But it's not anywhere near my bucket list like it is yours.
No. I've only got 2 for you, and one of them I think is a bit shit.
Okay. I'm going to change the camera while you explain the first thing on my list.
Do you know how hard it is to think of bucket list stuff, though? Like, I don't know, because we always talk about things that we want to do, but we don't, like, it's never like, oh, that's top of my list, oh my God. So,
I realised this. I would, before you tell yours, I would agree.
Things.
I find it hard to think of my own bucket list, so I think it was a shit challenge that I created to say, oh, we should make each other's bucket list, because it's not easy, because they kind of change, don't they? What
you might have already done it. Can I'm not going to touch my phone. I've got 3 words written down, but I want to add 2 more to it. So,
without touching your phone?
No, I'm just saying I'm not cheating, because you can check that I had the first 3 words on my phone.
All right.
So I've got a pit lane walk, but I want to add at Monaco.
Oh, nicely done.
Yeah, you can read the pit lane walk if you like. It does say it right there.
A pit lane walk at Monaco.
there.
Formula One, for anybody who's like, what the fuck is she talking about?
But at Monaco, I think would be the best one.
Do you know, it's probably on my bucket list to just go anywhere for the Formula One in Monaco. Like, it wouldn't have to be pit walks.
I know, but that's for like...
That would be
a
proper.
pit of me.
A pit of who?
A pit of me.
Oh, a pit of you.
No, a pit of me.
Yes, Tiffala.
Oh, I thought that was my weak one.
I had a feeling that you might go something Formula One related, because I do, you know that I love Formula One, and also I think Formula One and good experiences at it, they generally are quite unobtainable. There's something to aspire to. You don't just pop to the Formula One weekend, do you?
No.
Like, it's something you plan for. Tickets generally are quite expensive. It's a full weekend away. It's probably part of a holiday.
Take a breath.
So I think it's a good choice.
Thank you.
I would love that. I always said that, well, not to you maybe, but I've always thought it in my own head and maybe said it to myself.
Okay.
If we won like the Euro Millions or something like that, I'd love to have a Formula One season ticket and go to every race in a season.
That's not what you've told me. You've told me that you want to get a freaking camper van and follow the what the hell is the cycling race?
The Tour de France.
Tour de France.
I'd still like to do that as well.
You didn't tell me you were doing a season pass. Why don't you just get one yacht and just go all the way around the world with it and go to every single F1?
Because not all of them are on the coast.
No, but they just build fake pools instead. What was that one?
Miami.
This year? Miami's one. They just built that fake thingy bit.
Do you know that was a protest against the environment? That was to prove that if global warming carried on, that they wouldn't be able to have certain races, like the water levels would be so high that certain tracks wouldn't be accessible.
I never heard that clearly didn't go as well as it was supposed to.
No, it just looked like a weird kind of cool pool, didn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, good choice.
Thank you very much.
I'll happily take it.
My second and final one is Yosemite National
Park.
Oh. I fucking nailed this.
In fairness,
You've been.
I have been.
Oh, fucking idiot.
But in light of what we've just said, I'd love to go with you.
Oh, but I should have then switched them round.
I tell you what, make up an activity that we're doing at Yosemite. What would we do?
I don't know what you can do there.
Make anything up. Say
Zip
it
lines.
quick.
You don't even like zip lines.
Zip lines. Do a zip.
You don't even like heights.
A zip line at Yosemite. I mean, I'd watch other people do a zip line at Yosemite.
No, it's fine. I forgot that you'd already been.
It doesn't mean it can't be on a bucket list. That's a good point, I think. Just because you've done something once doesn't mean it can't be on your bucket list.
That's true. Okay.
So yes, I would love to go to Yosemite again. I think it's a beautiful part
It's also
of the world.
well big, isn't it?
It's huge.
So you haven't done it all.
Definitely not done it all.
There you go.
Definitely not done it all. I would go again.
Nice.
Just because, I'm older now. I went when I was 13.
Oh, that don't
freaking
count.
I think I was probably a bit like, oh, cool. Like, well done,
It's like
those
me
trees.
going
Oh,
to
look,
the
another
Grand
tree.
Canyon saying it's a big ditch.
That's what my sister said when we got there. It's just a hole in the ground.
Yep.
But I think I'd have a newfound respect for Yosemite if I went again.
Nice. I like that. Right.
Oh, nice. Can we lose those again?
Completed it, mate.
Oh, dear.
I've got... hold on, let me check what questions I've got. Because I know that we've got... we can do a couple of questions. But we did check out what has been all over social media this week, which is Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't use Spotify, so...
It's one of those things. It's kind of... I'm now falling into the trap.
Sorry to everyone listening on Spotify.
Well, yeah, if you're on Spotify, listening to us, good for you. Stay on Spotify. But if really, grow up and get Apple Music.
No. Pipe down. You're going to get hate. So...
Story of my life.
I was writing previews for club nights all summer, and I used Spotify a lot. So much. And I moved over a bit in the last few months of the year. So I've been using both because our Apple Music is Spanish Apple Music and it's shit and it annoys me. So I've given up on that. Anyway,
there's something wrong with our settings that means all of our music suggestions are Spanish.
There is a Apple version of Spotify Wrapped.
There is. It's called Replay, I believe.
So you've got a YouTube Rewind, you've got an Apple Replay, and you've got a Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah. I do like this sort of meme that goes around of like Spotify have made tracking you like fun and cool and fashionable.
Yeah.
Because it kind of shows your device and these services know exactly what you're doing. Anyway, we did our Apple version. I wanted to know I want to know what your Apple Replay told you about you.
Just like the three main points, yeah? Because I screenshotted it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so on Apple thingy, there's three main subjects. It's the top song, top artist, and top album.
Yes.
Yeah? Is that what I'm looking at?
Those, yeah, they're the main three.
Are we not guessing?
Well, if you think that it's worth discussing.
I don't think I can do top song for you, Bicep Glue.
Interesting.
Is it not right? Yes or no?
No, it's not.
Okay, top album, Bicep Glue. Is that the album?
Top album, no. Interesting.
Top artist, Bicep.
Top artist, Bicep. No, because I've got it open on my phone. I'm looking at it.
You can just script to the last page and it's got all three on there.
Thank you for telling me how to do it, Pat.
Oh, what?
Anyway, let's give this the time that it requires. I couldn't think for a second what yours would be.
But you don't ever
Your music, well, exactly. Your music interest is far more eclectic than mine. I listen to the same three things forever. So I couldn't think of what yours are. It's interesting that you say Bicep. So my top three songs, starting with...
The whole top three songs?
Yeah, well, this is just me sharing mine.
Oh, I didn't know you had a top
My
three.
top three songs. Now, at number 3, Twin Atlantic, Haunt. Played 61 times.
Like O'Reilly.
Yeah. Number 2, and I think this is an interesting one, Muse, Verona.
That's the new one?
It's played 65 times, and that was released on August 26th.
Wow.
I've done the maths.
That a lot.
Done the maths. I listen to that song every 36 hours. That's weird, isn't it? If that song had been released earlier in the year, it would have blown away what was at number 1, which was Bicep, Apricots.
Apricots, I couldn't remember the name of it.
Not Glue. Played 73 times this year.
I can only see the top one song.
Because you just took screenshots. So go to replay.music.apple.com and just scroll down. Everything's there.
Oh, I was watching the highlight reel.
No, scroll down.
Okay, top 3 songs.
So what's quite funny then is then you go to my top 3 artists. At third, Muse. At second, Bicep. At first, Twin Atlantic. You go to my top albums. At third, Bicep. At second, Muse. At first, Twin Atlantic. Basically, Muse, Twin Atlantic and Bicep were my life. And I saw all 3 of them live this year.
Ooh,
I
that's
know.
well cool.
But that's basic.
That's why. Because you're in the lead up to these events and you're like, right, let me get excited for them, so you're playing the albums and the song.
But it also shows like I have very little sort of variation in my music. I listened to Bicep, Muse, and Twin Atlantic on my walk today, and very little else.
Do you want to know mine?
I do want to know yours because I genuinely haven't got a clue what yours would be.
So song-wise, and I'm not going to say the numbers because it's not that many. In third place is Evanescence, Bring Me to Life.
Oh, you listen to that in the gym a lot, don't you? Do you skip to that?
No, that one doesn't.
That's a tune.
That's not a skippable song. It's too all over the place.
Such a tune.
Second place is classic. I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. Panic at the Disco.
Absolute banger.
Thank you so much.
Yours are all old.
And first place, I'm an old soul. And the first place is
Billie Jean, Michael Jackson.
Evanescence, Going Under.
Wow, interesting.
That's a skippable song.
Two Evanescence, all rock. You're a dance music girl. You're EDM.
Yep, do you want to hear
trance.
my top artists?
Evanescence.
Nope. I've got an honourable
Queen.
mention in fourth with the Fratellis.
Oh yeah, two shout.
Third is Fall Out Boy.
Wow.
Second is Twin Atlantic.
Well played.
First is Jamiroquai.
Oh, of course. I'll put the hat back on.
But this is very me. Well done, Apple. You're tracking me well. And then I've got albums. So, in honourable mention fourth is the Hamilton soundtrack.
Yours is so weird.
I had to bring that one up. High Times Jamiroquai album in third.
Such a classic album.
album.
You can play that all the time.
And I know exactly why second place is a thing. Is because I did not listen to Twin Atlantic when they released this album, and this is the gig that we went to, which was free. 10 years of free.
Oh, so it's the free album.
The free
because you
album,
wanted to refresh.
Because I needed
before
to know those songs, and I didn't know those songs.
Because they were doing the 10-year anniversary and they played the album in its entirety.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So
my number one.
Proof that you did do your homework of making sure you were listening to
very
Twin Atlantic.
My number one is the Ibiza Chill album that one of our wedding video songs comes from. I listen to that album a lot. That's sometimes my work listening to album if I ever listen to music, which is very rare. But it is also if I want to chill the fuck out, I put that on.
Lovely.
So I'm quite eclectic.
Yours is, and it is a little bit older. Mine are all sort of albums that have been released in the last year or two, which I thought was but artists that I've listened to for forever, which is interesting. Yeah. Anyway, I want to know what other people's are. So whether it's your Spotify or whether it's your Apple or whatever, what are your top and were you surprised by them? Let us know. Put them in the comments or DM us or whatever, because I want to know whether there's any surprises. Because I think some people look and go, no way.
No, they never.
No, we never.
So it's pretty cool, right?
Very cool.
Yeah, I liked that mine was a bit weird.
It is one of those things. I think it's interesting. I got a bit sick of seeing, it's over the last couple of days, everyone is sharing their Spotify Wrapped, and then we have just basically done the same.
I liked the meme versions of it. There's Soho House memes, and it's a meme version of how many Negronis were ordered in Soho House. And
it's cool.
It's like the numbers game, isn't it? Pikes did their own version of it.
It is something you have to jump on quickly, and it does feel as if for about 24 hours, all social media is just people sharing what they listen to, and I don't think anybody cares as much about it as you do.
I have a question.
But then we all share it.
Why don't they wait until here's another one, Betwixmas. Why didn't they wait until between Christmas and New Year to do that? Because that would be the perfect time. No one's at fucking work, are they?
There's got to be a reason why they start doing it now.
Maybe there's just so many.
Anybody got a good
Took me
theory?
3 days to get my notification after yours.
Well, I was going to say maybe you got to bear in mind they've got hundreds of millions of users. Maybe they're rolling it out. Maybe some people didn't even know that
Probably would break the system, wouldn't it?
If you just went everybody.
I reckon they got decent servers though.
Probably. They're probably not just running it out of someone's shed, are they?
Yeah, one plug with loads of multi-plugs.
But still, I think they probably do roll it out. I'd like to think that means we're fairly up the list. We're quite early.
Bennett and Barrett.
Ooh.
Bad work.
I have one question which I was sent immediately after we finished recording last week.
Yeah?
It's from my mother, and my apologies, Mum, that we didn't get to it because you were too late. Question for the pod. You have shown us some great places on our visits with you. Some of them are off the beaten track that would otherwise we would not have known about. Like, for instance, Time and Space and the Deserted Hotel. But where is your favourite place to go on the island that doesn't include Pikes or Wom? And where is somewhere that you'd like to go that you haven't got round to visiting yet?
Well, I'm confused because nothing else exists.
You feel there is other things other than Pikes and Wom?
Well, the reason they're still hidden is because we don't tell people. There are some good... It's good to know hike routes, you know? Like, there's the one that goes to the abandoned hotel round from the lighthouse, and the one that goes to Portajol that Ed showed us one time, and I reckon I could remember it. But, like, little things like that, because you live here, you know, like, or you've been shown, they're always good. I also like to find little Spanish bars or cafes which have, like, really good tostada or a Spanish omelette or whatever.
Yeah. The tourists don't know because it's hidden down a back street or something.
And it looks shit.
It's got plastic furniture.
And it does, it doesn't look good, does it?
Yeah.
And it's
but you go
in and like Spanish people running it really don't speak English. You've got.
Do you know what I think is a telltale of one of those sorts of places?
The red and white signs.
Those, but also they bring canyas over.
Three
in a hand. Three in a hand.
Yeah.
And they just sort of like plonk, 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 enjoy. That's probably €1 a canya. And you're right, the tostada's probably made by grandma out the back and it's banging.
And yeah, it's really...
There are a few like that.
I like those little places, because especially when you're working away from home for the day or whatever as well, somewhere cheap and somewhere like quiet, because like the seafront restaurants and bars are nice and stuff, but they're loud and like there's people and...
They're expensive.
Tourists, and they're expensive. And yeah, little places like that. And there's lots more places on the island we haven't been yet and want to go.
Such as?
I want to go to Sacoletta for Cafe Caleta. And I want to do the hike where it's the Eye of Esvedra. And I want to do other things.
I want to go to the abandoned nightclub.
Ooh, yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
What's it called?
The abandoned nightclub.
Festival Club. Yeah. Because, we've done the abandoned hotel, but there's an abandoned nightclub up in the hills, and it's covered in graffiti, and it's got amazing views and stuff, and we haven't been up there yet, so...
Yeah, that would be good to
That's
go.
on the list. So, it's
That's
a
a
little
good question,
island, little island that keeps on giving. There is apparently more to this island than just Pikes and Wom.
Which leads me on to a question from MoHorW17.
I bet he loves that
on
you've
Instagram.
just
I should go to his
butchered
account,
his name.
really. That's not his name, that's his Instagram account. Anyway, is it better to move to the island in winter, less crowded, more spiritual?
Move? I'd say you've probably got a better chance if you move to the island in the winter of settling and getting to know early on other areas that the island is about. We've always said that, in a way, moving here in 2020 when there was a pandemic and nothing was open was a benefit to us, because if it had been as open as normal, or say, for example, if you moved here in any normal summer, you can't help but just get swept up in what Ibiza's famous for, which is parties and nightclubs and bars and restaurants and things like that. But if you're forced to go and find other aspects that the island can give, of which there are many, I would choose move here in winter, give yourself 4, 5, 6 months to settle and enjoy other things before the island really takes off, and then you don't really have a choice.
And then it takes you.
And then you haven't really got an option.
That's a good one. 2 quick questions. Unless you have anything else, because this is kind of...
I'm done. Let's throw the 2 questions
This is from
in.
Naomi. And it says, when are you 2 signing up for the 3 Dias, which is the 3-day race that they have just completed?
I'm not.
Me neither. So we just saw our friends finish a 72-kilometre trail run race yesterday.
Yeah.
And it looked disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie.
They ran to the highest point of Ibiza, not once, but twice during 72 kilometres. They went right the way down to sea level, right the way back up like a gazillion times. 10 to 11 hours of movement, and...
No.
Fuck it, no.
No. I'm proud of them.
We're proud of you.
Proud of them. Incredible achievement, but no, I won't be. So, good luck doing it again. I'll absolutely be there at the end again with a banner and a jacket.
Yep.
but
yeah, it's
no, I'm not doing
an incredible race. Like, luckily the weather got better for them because it was absolutely pissing it down yesterday morning. But yeah, very, very good to see people make these achievements.
There's a lot of things like that on the island. There's a lot of triathlons, marathons, runs, bike rides, things like that. There's a really big fitness sort of community out here.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
But no, not for me.
No,
thank you.
Okay, so moving on from that, final question from Bill Farmer.
Mm-hmm. It's always going to be a classic.
What's your favourite pizza? That's going to sound really nice on the microphone.
I'm going to go for, just to end in controversy.
Oh, don't be I was going to say a really bad word. Don't be a prick.
Hawaiian.
You are I'm going to hit you
Extra pineapple.
when this is... No!
In fact, more pineapple than anything else.
You're a prick.
I'm doing
what
it just...
What are you doing? Why are you stirring the pot?
Because it's fun. What are you going to say? Margarita?
Diavola. Or...
Pepperoni. Which is Diavola.
Or... the truffle pizza that they have at 17 downtown.
Fucking truffle.
Oh,
And on that note, thanks, Bill. Good question.
now I want pizza.
So do I. I'm actually really hungry today. We're now going to go get ready for World Cup Day. We're hosting a barbecue at our house.
We are. I'm so excited with bottles of Fuck It included.
Lots of bottles of Fuck It. The sauce is doing well. Still available if you need any. Give me a shout. And
you're welcome for that.
And yeah, thank you.
Thanks for listening, guys.
On the next pod, we'll talk about how England have fucking smashed it.
Yep. And there was something else we had to do for next week. I've
I
forgotten, but we'll remember
don't know.
it a bit. Someone remind us.
I'll listen to the pod again and I'll remember it.
Thanit for listening, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.